Welcome to another Demarcation Media action figure review. Today we're going to be looking at another JoyToy Warhammer 40k figure. This is the Cadian Command Squad Veterans Sergeant with Power Fist. That's a mouthful. This figure was sent to me for review by Calcus Toys, so if you want to get this guy or any other JoyToy Warhammer figures, or even any other random action figures, head over to calcustoy.com. I will have a link in the description and pinned comment, as well as a discount code for you to use. Let's go ahead and take a look at this box. The box is very standard JoyToy Warhammer fare. We get the guy on the front, the dead emperor or skeletal emperor around the side, and the back, of course, just shows off the various features of the figure. Nothing new here, but it's a very effective design, works well. I don't see any need to change it. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This guy is pretty light on accessories since he only really has one hand to actually use accessories. So he's got this bolt gun of some sort. Somebody in the comments can tell me exactly what type of bolt gun this is, but it's very chunky. The handle is thinner than that of the Space Marines guns so that the human hands can hold it. And overall, I think it looks pretty nice. The brushed metal looks fantastic. The matte black is fantastic. Really good. The mag does not come out though, just in case you were wondering. He's got a trigger finger hand. Obviously, that is very necessary for, you know, using that gun. And these hands also have a bit of a wash and dirt on them, which is nice. There's just a normal holding hand. Not really sure what this is for. You don't really get anything to actually hold other than the gun. So I guess this is for if you get other things. And then you get a pointing finger hand. This has more dirt on it. And I think this is a fantastic piece because you can have him like pointing to the enemy or something like that. So very, very light on the accessories. It doesn't feel like he needs more, but like, I don't know, it just feels strange to get so few accessories. This guy has pretty much all the same look and aesthetics of the other Cadian I looked at, but the major difference is that giant metal arm that's attached via a power cord to his backpack, which is pretty cool. The backpack can be removed, however, the backpack is attached to his hand by the tube. That does not come off, or it should not come off. The paintwork overall is really well done. I like the kind of dirty look that they've given him, and the major draw for this particular figure was the face, at least for me. That face with that cigar just has so much character and makes me feel like he's actually, I don't know, he's interesting with that face. He's not just a faceless soldier. And it kind of reminds me of the hobo from Polar Express. I don't really know why. Something about the face just makes me think of that hobo. But yeah, this cigar, great addition. Not encouraging smoking, but for this particular figure, it looks really cool. The helmet is a little misaligned, but again, I'm not too tore up over it because I think that adds to the character. You know, the helmet's going to get knocked around a little bit during combat, so that's pretty good. Articulation is pretty much the same as the other Cadian. The major difference, again, is that arm, and you can raise the arm pretty high up with that power cord, same bend, and you can swivel the fist right below the elbow, and you can also swivel the elbow. So you can get the fist around, you know, if you want to. The other thing, I thought that this little pouch here would move. It doesn't move. I've had two of these figures, and it doesn't move. I guess it's just fused there. But yeah, the rest of it's pretty standard, you know, leg bend, limited a little bit by the skirting. Knee bend is pretty good. Ankle movement's pretty good. You get torso articulation. It gets limited slightly by the suspenders, but not too bad. Elbow, 90 degrees. Shoulder moves up and down. Rotation, pretty standard. Really has most of what you would need. I feel like the only real limitation is that power cord for the fist. Now, there are a few issues with this figure that I need to cover. The first one, and this is kind of a minor one, is that the power cord detaches and slowly starts to pull off from where it's supposed to be. I recommend just putting a little bit of glue there and just fusing it in place because it will slowly just stretch and warp until it rips. This is just something that happens with JoyToy's rubbery power cords. For some reason, they just don't attach them all the way at the base. It's weird. I think it's to provide more articulation, but it doesn't really work well. The other thing is the shoulder for this guy is very fragile when you get it in the box. This guy is the most problematic of all the Cadians for that reason, because this shoulder will most likely come fused. Almost all these guys do, and you have to soften up the plastic to get it to move again. The first copy of this figure I was given actually had that problem where the arm just came straight off and could not be fixed. However, that was because I did not be careful and I just like forcibly twisted the arm, which resulted in it breaking. So when you get this guy, get a hair dryer, shoot the hair dryer on high at the body for a bit, move his arm up like that. I recommend shooting it from this angle till the body is kind of soft, and then just slowly work the arm back and forth until it moves. And bit by bit, you'll be able to soften it up and it'll be able to move just fine. The hands are also an issue. I know for some people, they do pop off kind of easily. I'm not too worried about that. It was the breaking joint that really got me. Which it's a shame that that's such a consistent problem, because I love this whole setup, the fist arm. I think that's cool. But yeah, you just have to be real careful with this guy. Just be aware. It'll probably come fused. You're probably going to have to soften it up and be very careful to actually get that to work. Well, there you have it. That was the... do I have to say that all again? Fine, I'll say it. That was the Cadian Command Squad Veterans Sergeant with Power Fist. Bro, that's a ridiculous name. It's a Cadian with a fist. You know, you get the point. Honestly, with how much this guy looks like a Halo Infinite Marine, I've kind of started thinking of him as the one-punch Marine, because he's got the big... You know what? I don't need to explain. You get my point. Big fist, Marine, one-punch Marine. Overall, I would say this is another great addition to the JoyToy lineup. The issues with the arm and the piping are frustrating. The arm is the major one, but again, be careful. Heat up the torso, move slow, and you should be able to pose without any problems. Now, for how few accessories this figure comes with, the price does feel a little steep, especially when you can get the veteran with the flag for almost the same price when he's got multiple guns and he's got the flag itself. So if you are wanting to start with a Cadian, I would recommend the guy with the flag. If you already have that one and want another one, I would recommend this guy, because his face is really well done, has a lot of personality. The fist is really interesting and different, makes him stand out on a shelf, makes him look great next to the Space Marines because he's got a little bit more armor, kind of fits their vibe a little bit more. So yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with him. I just think that you really got to be careful with that shoulder when you first get him out of the box. I wish I had done that the first time I got one of these. Just heat it up. It'll be fine. Just be careful. If you want to get this figure or any other JoyToy figures, head over to caucastoy.com. Huge thank you to them for sending this along. And yeah, overall, again, go slow. If you don't come away with anything from this video, if you buy this guy, be careful with that shoulder when you first take him out of the box. That's the only thing you have to remember from this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.